Marketing and selling is essential in your online business. And when you have the right strategies and mindset, you not only can make a lot of money, but you can change a lot of lives. Welcome to the Online Marketing Podcast, where we help course creators, membership owners, and coaches market and sell their offers.
We're your hosts, Paul and Melissa Pruitt. Let's dive in and get started.
Today, we're going to share how the sauce is made and showing some behind the scenes to making our podcast.
Ooh, so we get the secret ingredients?
Yes, we do.
I can't wait. So here we are on our podcast, and we do translate this in a lot of different modalities, but we are going to pull the curtain back and we're going to share what we're doing. Because you know what's really great is like our podcast, we did it years ago and it did really well, but it was so complex and complicated and was all over the place. And we abandoned that many years ago. And then we came back in and we're doing this. And I just have to say, it's so much fun. We have the processes, the systems, the knowledge, the expertise, and it is our leading list builder.
Yeah, it definitely is helping with building our list and getting information out to our audience. It's a great way for people to get to know us. So we just love it. And now that we have these processes in place, it's so much easier than before.
Yeah. So speaking of processes, let's kind of go through this a little bit. You know, like what's one of the things that we do when it comes to our podcast? And we take the time and actually look at like what offer we're going to launch next. That way we can make sure that we align the topics properly.
Yeah, so we look at what we're launching, then we determine from there different types of themes and little micro topics each week that we could speak into with our podcast. Because again, remember, when it comes to list building, you want to be super intentional with the content that you put out there. What you put out there is what you're going to attract. And again, we want to lead our audience down a path super intentional where they're going somewhere, some sort of destination. So we do this with our podcast and each episode, micro topics, because whenever we're talking about something, it's not by accident. We usually have something that we're going to share with them on the back end of the podcast about an opportunity or an offer, an exciting event. Everything is super intentional.
Yeah, so when we do this, again, we start with the end in mind, as we always say, and we know what our offer is. We know we're going to launch, you know, what we're going to put out into the world, what promotion. Then we kind of step it back to where we're gathering it, because somebody might be listening or watching right now for the first time, never been in our world at all. So we want to speak into the conversation, the problems that exist with those that we're trying to attract. And by us doing this very intentionally, and again, we're going to hammer in on that word a lot, is being very intentional, then what happens is the messaging is going to properly appeal and guide the right audience into our world. Now, that'll lead into list building ahead of time, building up your followers with the proper type of people. This will lead into people, again, being very perfectly aligned with our offers later on as well. But how do we do that? Yeah,
so the first thing, and again, this is a great practice for anyone that's watching or listening, is that we really map out what our promotions look like for, you know, the next quarter and beyond. So we kind of look and see what's going on, what are the things that we are leading people into. So again, beginning with that end in mind, having that in mind as far as like what we want people to know about what opportunities and offers. And then we break it down and really think about the topics surrounding that offer. So again, like Paul was saying, the problems, the challenges people are having, how can we help solve many problems? How can we give people small wins? And we break that down within each episode. And what we do first, before we even sit in front of the mic, is we write everything down.
This is where I think a lot of people need to give themselves permission that this takes some time. And that's something that we didn't know years ago. We would like try to come up with a topic in the moment and then start recording the podcast like seconds later. And some people can get away with doing that, right? But then you're going to be all over the place. There might not be a through line. You could be searching for topics and information. Like as you're spitting things out, you're kind of like, oh, how do I fill out this dead air? And really, when you come in and you look at intentionality, that gives you a clear path that tells you, okay, today, I don't have to talk about 35,000 different things. I can talk about one, and Melissa said a minute ago, one mini topic, one micro topic that is relevant to the person that you're attracting.
Yeah, so it's really important first to take that extra step and write everything down. I know you're super excited and you want to record and put it out there, but when you do this, then you'll have a game plan. And again, it's being very intentional with your audience and where you're leading people to. Mm-hmm. And also what's really great too is when you write things down, I know we've even experienced this, we've gone back and kind of see like little holes or like, oh, you know what would be good is maybe we should shift things around. And that way we have a little bit of freedom to do that before we sit down in front of the microphone and record.
Yeah, so it is very key to understand that. Like when you have a flow, think about it like you watch your Netflix binge, your favorite show on TV. That season typically has a theme. It has a flow. It guides you through like its end cap, the storyline. There's certain characters, certain locations, certain problems and issues that are, dealt with and resolved. The whole arc is throughout that entire season. And for us and for you, that's what you want to think about when you are doing your content as well. And if you're going to lean in on doing something like a podcast, and this could be translated into YouTube, weekly YouTube, this could be you doing just like a weekly Facebook Live. It doesn't necessarily have to be a podcast. Like using this framework, this formula, there is a certain flow that I say that, that's not heavy, as we say, that is very light, stress-free, that Melissa and I really enjoy. And we might have a freebie, like a template that might help you with this.
Yeah, we made it super easy for you. It's our content flow framework. It's really going to help you with creating that content flow. And again, like Paul said, you can use this for any type of content, whether it's a podcast, whether it's Facebook Lives, YouTube, any other types of content, written content. So we'll have that framework for you. All you got to go to is the show notes, and we'll have the link there. You can download it, and then you could start really implementing this in and thinking about how you can be intentional with your content and create that flow so that, again, all your content's intentional and leads your audiences to your offer.
Yeah. So we've been jamming on this. This is just part one of the secret sauce. So we're going to keep pulling back the curtain, which I'm really excited about how we make our content, specifically here, our podcast. And what's really exciting, again, is you have the opportunity to do the same thing. You can replicate this. You can be very intentional knowing what you're going to be launching next. You can create a clear path. You can plan this out ahead of time. You can map it out, put down the topics, the micro topics that you can handle in your conversation that your person already has a problem they want solved. And we're going to be completely, totally relevant to them. And you're going to guide them through this process. And we have an incredible flow, a framework that you're able to get access to, that you'll be able to download and get started right away.
Yeah. So such great information shared today. Always love this topic. Really love making things streamlined and easy. And if you love today's topic, make sure you subscribe to the show and share with a friend. Let them know that this is what we jam on, all things about marketing and selling our offers, getting in front of the right people, the right audience. And again, remember, we have that special content creation flow framework that's going to help you with creating all of your content.
Yeah. So you know what? Until we talk again, remember, marketing matters.
If you would like to work with us and our team to help you snap up more sales and incredible clients with a stellar marketing strategy that works, go to adaptivemembership.com and sign up for our wait list. We have a limited number of spots in our exclusive program to set you up for success and take action. We're waiting for you at adaptivemembership.com.